Hello and welcome. Today I thought we'd do a chair class again, and I'm in my home on carpet, so I have a paper plate which will be used to place the foot on and slide the foot around. And I have two blocks on, one on either side for going to the side, and otherwise, just make sure you're comfortable, roughly 90-degree angles. So if you have longer legs, you might want to lift up, put a blanket underneath your hips. Or if you have shorter legs, put a blanket under your feet to raise it up. Or find a chair height that works best for you so you're very comfortable in the hips, legs, and feet. All right, let's just start with a centering and some breathing. You can close your eyes if you like. I will close mine. And hands comfortably in your lap any way you like. Sitting tall, top of the head roughly in line with the pelvic floor that you're sitting on. Just take some nice, gentle breaths. You can begin to elongate the breath as comfortable for you. If you go too long, it becomes uncomfortable, so stay within your comfort zone. Some nice, deep breaths. Paying attention to now where in the breath that deep breath comes in. Does it come into the chest or the belly or both? You can play with that a little bit if you like, wherever it's coming in. See if you can change it to a different location. You can also include back body versus front body. So we sort of did chest versus belly, which is top and bottom. And usually we have a combo. But also you could do front to back. See if you can bring the breath into the back. Most of us readily breathe into the front, but directing the breath into the back, a little more difficult. And then begin to make all exhales come from the belly. So as you exhale, let the belly draw in very gently as you're exhaling. And let's do some gentle movements, starting with the palms turning up on the inhale, back down on the exhale, and I'm just rolling along the pinky side of my hand, so I'm not picking the hand up and putting it down, but just gently rolling the palms open. On the inhale, back down on the exhale. We're going to add a little spinal movement with this. So as you exhale, the palms are going down, look down, a little roundedness to the spine, not too much, just a gentle release, and then inhale. Begin to open the chest up toward a little baby back bend by broadening across the collarbones. Exhale, rounded, relaxed spine. Inhale, open. We're going to begin to take the palms off the lap now. On the inhale, on the exhale, the palms will come back to the lap, palms down. On the inhale, the hands can lift off the lap and swing outward. Exhale, back to the lap. You can begin to open that up more and more. And the head looks down on the exhale and can start to look up. Don't just throw the head up, just as an extension to the spine. And your eyes can open if you like. I like to open the eyes on the inhale, maybe look up a little bit. And on the exhale, relax the eyes, let the eyes look as though they're going to look down, but you can have your eyelids closed. And then next time you bring your hands to the lap, let's just pause right there. Bring the spine to neutral. All right, next we'll do some twisting. So let's, on the inhale, raise the arms part way. On the exhale, the body's going to twist one way, but let your head turn, either stay facing forward or a slight turn away from the twist. Inhale, come back to center, and exhale the other way. Let's just loosen up the neck and spinal muscles. Exhale, twist. A couple more like that to each side. And next, as you go into the twist on one side, if comfortable to go in and out of the twist and you're comfortable to stay there, let's just stay for maybe a breath. And wait for an inhale to come back to center and do the other side. Go at pace with your breath, which may not be the same as mine, so you may be slightly ahead or behind me, and that's fine. Wait for an inhale to come back to center. And exhale the palms down to the lap. Next we'll do laterals, which we'll get to the blocks in a moment. And just have your hands at your hips perhaps, or keep them on your lap. The hands and arms and shoulders all need to be comfortable. On the inhale, we'll lengthen the spine, and on the exhale, just a lean to one side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lean to the other side. Which reminds me of that little child's thing on a little teapot. I'm not sure if I remember the whole thing right now, but maybe you do. You can say it as we go. Exhale over, inhale up, and then if comfortable, you can start to reach down the chair leg, or to the block. And we'll stay for a breath. And on the inhale, back up. Second side, exhale over. A little breath there, and right back up on the inhale. And let's repeat and stay for 2 breaths. And this other arm that's not on the chair or block, you can raise it up and over. Any range of motion comfortable for you. That'll deepen the stretch through the side waist there. And then back up on an inhale. Second side on the exhale. Find a position of that outside arm that's comfortable for you. Inhale, come back up. And we'll always start and end with this sort of neutral front-back position of the spine, which we call symmetrical on the spine. It's neither a lateral or a twist. And just evening things up. We always start class that way. So a little check-in to see how your spine is doing. And this movement that we do all day long, but we don't really do it mindfully as we do in yoga. All right, so we've done the forward and back bend, the laterals, and the twists, which we call the 6 directions of the spine, including both left and right as directions. So let's, got the spine warmed up, let's come down to the legs now, which you can use 1 or 2 paper plates, and sit a little bit forward in your chair. And that gives the thighs a little more room. So I'm going to do both legs at the same time. You're more than welcome to do one at a time. On the inhale, stretch the feet forward, the legs going straighter. Exhale, draw back. Inhale, extend forward. You can add a little back bend there if you like. Exhale, the knees come back in and release the spine. You don't have to round, but just release the spine into a little bit of a forward bend. Exhale, release. Inhale, extend and stretch. I'm sorry that might be making some obnoxious noise on the audio. I'm going to actually do without it because of that, because I can slide my heels on this carpet. Fine. All right, we'll just go to one leg now, 1 foot. So you can place the paper plate under just 1 foot, or if you're on a hardwood floor, you could have a blanket or a towel under your foot, under the heel, and slide on the hardwood floor that way. So we'll stretch one leg forward a couple of times straight forward, and then we'll start going out to the side. Inhale out, exhale in, inhale out, exhale in. And it doesn't matter when you take the foot out if it's pointing or flexed. I think I'm getting cut off there. You couldn't actually see that, but oh, there you can see. Point or flex. Exhale in, and you can take it all the way out to the side where whatever that range of motion out is comfortable for you. And then we'll work our way back up to the front. And once you get back up to the front, do the front, the straight out and in a couple of times. Inhale out, exhale in. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Inhale out, exhale in. Just warming our legs and hips up a little bit. So this outside movement we don't typically do in day-to-day activities, so this is really good to stretch through the inner thigh and those rotators in the hip, which tend to atrophy as if we don't use them. So it's good to use those hip rotators. Keep your hips healthy. Once you go all the way out to the side, work your way back up. And when you cut all the way back to the front, a couple of times just to even things up. And you can do both legs again simultaneously if comfortable. All right, so now we have the hips and back warmed up a little bit. We'll go to the shoulders now. On the inhale, raise the shoulders up towards your ear, move them back toward whatever's behind you and down. So up, back, and down. So the breath work here will be an inhale as the arms raise. You can add a little back bend in there. And then exhale, release the shoulders back down. Don't force or push them down. Just a release back to neutral. So it's an inhale toward the back bend, and then exhale, release. And exhale, release. One more. All right. Next, we'll do some work for the spine to strengthen the spine. I'm just going to turn sideways so you can see what we're doing here. So on the inhale, you'll lengthen the spine, slight back bend, and on the exhale, leaning forward, and you can use your hands and elbows on your thighs to lean forward. Exhale, inhale, extend toward a back bend. Exhale, release. Inhale, extend. If this is not comfortable for your spine, you can repeat those little gentle movements that we did earlier with a back bend and then a release. And this is just taking a little forward and getting into the hips and working the spine a little bit more. If comfortable and you want to go deeper, you can start to lean forward further, widen your feet as you need to, and your hands can start to come down your legs toward the floor or towards your block, which you can place between the legs. Right? As a spinal strengthener, as you come over on your exhale, if you want to strengthen the spine, pull your belly muscles in, exhale, and raise your arms off your thighs. And then place the hands back down, take a breath. And then as you exhale, pull the belly in, raise the arms. You can take the arms out or just, keep them right here. And then hands back down, take a breath. Exhale, a little strengthener, and you can fold forward further if you like, and then inhale, come all the way up. All right? And so as we take that into a movement for bending forward, we'll add the inhale as the arms up, and then the bending forward. You pick any of those positions that we did before, whether it's here, here, or no hands. So that's your exhale. Inhale will come right back up. And exhale, just the arms back down to the start position. All right? Now I'll face forward and do that with you. All right, so inhale, raise the arms as high as comfortable for you and your shoulders. Arms can be straight or bent. Exhale, pick any forward bend position comfortable for you. Inhale, come back up. And so try not to keep your head lifted. I know you're going to want to see the screen, but point the top of the head as though it's in line with the rest of the spine. So if you come all the way over, your head will be pointed at the screen rather than here. But if you're here, don't drop the chin down, don't keep the head lifted, but So visualize the spine, and the head is just a neck are an extension of that. So don't let the head do something different from the rest of the spine. All right, I'm gonna start to take that into a little more movement. I should have put my hair up earlier, sorry. Pardon me. This is just like yoga class. I do stuff like this all the time, right? Those of you who follow me in yoga classes. All right, let's take that a little bit more. We're moving toward a chair sun salute. Inhale, arms up as comfortable for you. Exhale, your forward bend that feels comfortable for you. Now we'll pick a leg up underneath the thigh. You can pick a leg up, and the toes can stay on the floor if you like, or if comfortable, the foot comes all the way up like a lunge. And you can raise the shin as well to deepen the lunge. And then we'll put that foot back down. And this will be a downward dog in the chair. So you can stretch one or both legs straight, like a down dog. Feet can be flexed or pointed. And you can add the arms if you like. So this is like a upside down downward dog. Or you can do the arm strengthening part of downward dog by pressing into your chair. And you don't have to actually lift your hips up off the chair, but just a little press there. And you pressing on the chair wherever is comfortable for you in your arm length and torso height. So one of those two should work for your downward dog. And then you can bring the feet back in, and we'll do a back bend. So again, your hands anywhere on the chair or your hips, and a back bend. So broadening across the collarbone, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then back to neutral. And then we'll go backwards through those poses. So we'll go back to downward dog. If you did the arms extended before, maybe you want to do the arm strengthener one. And then we'll lunge on the other side. The other leg will lunge. So you do the lunge that feels comfortable for you, and your other leg can be straight. I think I forgot to say that before. And then we'll place both feet on the floor and forward fold over the legs. Inhale, come all the way up, arms back up as comfortable for you. And then back to start. All right, let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, your forward bend for you today. And a lunge. So I'm going to do the other side that I didn't do the first time through. A downward dog of choice. Arms extended or arm strengthener. A back bend here. And going back through, go to downward dog again. And lunging on the other side. Fold over your legs, your forward bend. All the way up, arms up. And back to start. And the sun salute, the 6 directions of the spine and a sun salute really get all the major muscle groups working. So they're a wonderful practice to do every day. All right, so let's warm up the body in some standing poses done in a chair. So actually, you may want to put that paper plate or blanket under your foot, and we're going to slide it back. And it's going to go back on the inhale. You're looking for a stretch through here. So you can see my knee is roughly underneath my hip right now. And anytime the knee goes back behind, you're going to stretch into the front of the thigh. So just like 1 inch back is fine. And then as comfortable, you can take the leg further and further back to get a deeper stretch. So some of the time you may want to go deep, some of the time more relaxed. It doesn't matter, it's fine. It's still getting a stretch. So we're going to do that dynamically just to warm the thigh up. So on the inhale, stretch it back. Exhale, bring it back forward. And you can hold on to the chair anywhere, any way you like. Inhale, exhale, release. Next time you take it back, stay there for 1 breath, and in that breath you can extend as much as comfortable for you. On an exhale, release it back underneath you. All right, and we'll turn around and do that on the other side. Just walk your feet around. So you have to kind of adjust where you're sitting on the chair so that you have room for that leg to go back. So sit right on the edge of just one hip on the chair. All right, inhale, stretching back, exhale, release. And the toes can be tucked under or not, that doesn't matter. My toes are pretty flexible, so I tend to tuck them under, but it doesn't matter. Next time you go back, let's stay for one breath with the leg as much as comfortable for you today. Wait for an exhale to release back to the front, and we'll walk it back around to the other side. So now we've got the hip extenders here stretched and ready to go into a standing pose. So we'll stretch that leg back. Let's not take it all the way back for this one. And exhale, you can lean forward a little bit over the front leg, and then inhale, raise the arms. Let's cactus pose the arms and squeeze those shoulder blades together. And you can look just slightly above the horizon line, or tuck the chin and look down towards your knee. The head and neck need to feel comfortable. And then exhale, release. Bend the back knee and walk it around to the other side. So that was warrior one. We'll repeat warrior one on this side. Set the back leg. Inhale, a little back bend. Exhale, release. And bend the back leg. Walk it to the center. So after a fairly strenuous standing pose that's asymmetrical, let's bring it back to neutral spine, and we'll do that little rounded spine and a back bend here just to bring everything back to neutral. Make sure everything feels okay after that. So these symmetrical movements between we call counter posing, and they're to teach us how we did in the pose. Did we move okay both sides? So you're listening and feeling the body. Does your left side feel the same as the right side? Where doesn't it? Maybe you need to do it longer on one side than another for your body to feel better, or not at all on one side if that side seems to be aggravating. A hip, a knee, anything. It's fine not to do things symmetrical or on both sides if the body's not symmetrical. The body has a pain on the right side, then you may need to skip the pose on the right side. So always adjusting whatever I say or whatever any yoga teacher says, adjust it for your body, and especially when you're doing things at home with these types of videos. Adjust, adjust, adjust. All right, well, let's just call that our peak pose, warrior one, and we'll start to counter pose down. So we'll repeat the counter pose we just did, and you can deepen that if you like by adding arm movements up on the inhale, arms up anywhere, and you can fold as deep as you like on the exhale. Repeat a couple more of those. And then let's extend and release the legs. We'll do them just one at a time. Inhale, one leg out, exhale it back in, just sliding on the floor. A few times on one side, and then a few times on the other. And then let's relax the arms a little bit. So we'll just swing the arms out on the inhale, palms down on the exhale. This one we started with. Add a little spinal movement here, but not quite as much. So starting to make the movements in a smaller range of motion as we relax and release more. Even the arms are going to get less and less, so they're not going to go way out to the sides now. And let's do something a little more calming for the eyes. So I like to do palming dynamically. Let me turn sideways so you can see this one. It's a little spinal movement, and palming the eyes means you take your palms and cover over your eyes. So on the exhale, a little rounded spine as you palm the eyes. Inhale, slide the hands down slightly. Not a back bend, just coming to neutral. Exhale, relax. Inhale, neutral spine. Repeat. If this is comfortable and feels nice, we're going to stay there. If you're not sure about it, then keep moving dynamically or let go of whatever you need to. Otherwise, we'll stay here, keep breathing. And then release the palms, the fingers off the eyes, back to the lap. Now I'll turn forward. I'm going to scooch forward so you can see this next one better. So we'll do some finger slides, starting with the thumb. Let's see which way you can see that best. Maybe that way. So start with the thumb at the tip of the finger, index finger, and take a breath there, just holding it. Your eyes can be open or closed, just a gentle touch, both sides, left and right, thumb touching the index finger, breathing gently. And then we're going to move the thumb to the next finger, to the middle finger. Something about this finger touch that's so calming. Couple breaths, and then to the ring finger. And lastly to the pinky. And then we'll go back to the index finger, thumb to the index finger. And on your inhale, slide the thumb from the tip down toward the palm, to the base of the index finger. Inhaling. Exhale, go back to the tip. Do that again on the index finger. You can do both sides simultaneously, or one side and then the other, left and then right, or right and then left. And then we'll go to the next finger, middle finger, and we'll slide twice, both hands, or slide once on the right, once on the left, kind of thing. And the next finger, I'm on my ring finger, but whatever finger you're doing, 2 times, 2 breaths. Exhale back to the tip, and the pinky. Inhale, slide down to the root of the pinky. Exhale back to the tip. And we're going to go through that again and add a little flick, which I seem to be doing naturally, but I didn't mean to. Inhale, slide to the root. Exhale to the tip, and give a little flick, like you're flicking something off. It's a little discharge to, you can think of just letting go of any little stressors that have come into your being today or in the past week or year. Flick them away. Tis nothing. All right, and feel free to repeat that again and again. I like to do it in bed at night, just laying in bed, do some finger slides, and they're very calming. So we'll end with just sitting neutrally in your chair. Back up so my head's not cut off. Just sitting neutrally in your chair with a relaxed spine. My back is on the chair back now. Palms can be up or down, whatever is comfortable for you. Eyes closed if comfortable. Hands can be however you like on your lap. And just take a moment to and bring focus to a particular place in your body, which I'll guide you through, but for any reason I come to a place or say anything that doesn't feel comfortable, and you can take that word or words out and take it someplace else that is comfortable, that's absolutely fine. Always adjusting so the practice fits you. All right, so let's come to the eyes, the forehead area, sort of the top half of the head. And inside that top half of the head, just imagine a small ball, a small sphere inside the center, the top half. And imagine what is inside the sphere and what is outside the sphere. So just being aware, not so much imagining, just be aware of what might be inside that sphere and outside that sphere. And then let that sphere, that ball, drop to the bottom half of the head, maybe more toward the base of the skull, where then it meets the neck and throat area. It's a softness to this, and it's almost permeable, but yet there is something distinguishing the edges of the ball. And just being aware of the ball and what's inside the ball. Space inside, the space outside. Slide the ball down the throat into the center of the heart space area, into the center of your chest. You might allow the sphere to grow at this point, to become a bigger sphere. And again, being aware of what's inside and outside. Perhaps even what the edge of the sphere is like. And slide the ball down to the upper belly, right around the navel area, below the rib cage, but not down below the navel. Let's stay a little bit above the navel, the upper belly. Couple breaths there, visualizing the sphere. Maybe it changes color. Texture. Maybe it moves, like it breathes in and out. Just whatever is happening, just be aware. And then sliding the ball down to the lower belly. Now you're below your navel. Still in the belly area though. And then drop just a smidge more toward the base of the pelvis, that area, pelvic floor that you're sitting on. Hover just a little bit above that maybe. And then let the sphere divide into two and go to each hip. One sphere in each hip. And again, be aware of what's inside the sphere and the space outside. One hip and then the other. And then slide the spheres down the thigh bone area, down your thighs, landing in the knees. One sphere in each knee. Take a moment there on each side. Do one side and then the other. Same thing, what's inside, what's outside the sphere. Now as you're ready, slide the spheres down to the ankles. And then go to the middle of the foot, like where the arch is. You can shrink the balls down if you need. Or the sphere can grow bigger and encompass the whole foot, or go beyond the outside shell of your foot. And then at the end, let the spheres pull down and out, giving you some feeling of stability and grounding. And you can gently open your eyes when you're ready. And I thank you for joining me. Namaste.